Of all the recipes in the cookbook, this is the one to try because it's wild when you taste it. You're like, oh my God, this is so delicious. What do you think, Leonardo?
About what?
Life.
Life? Life is a shit.
Life is a shit. That's a t-shirt.
It's a great opening for the video.
Life is a shit. Don't say that, you're a young man who hasn't gotten any in a while, so life is a shit. What are we making today?
Erbazzone.
So this is my favorite recipe in the entire cookbook. It's so weird. You know, it's like, looks like something that would be savory, but then you taste it and it's sweet and it's really, really delicious. Really delicious recipe. Great for brunch, great for dessert, like, you know, surprise your guests and they're like very confused when you give them this green cake. Great for National Grinch Day. Isn't the Grinch green?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could serve it for St. Patrick's Day, I guess, because it's green.
Sì.
I wouldn't say it's a healthy cake, I wouldn't say that, but I would say that it's a healthier cake. Anyway, so let me tell you a little bit about the pasta frolla recipe in the cookbook. I've done something a little bit different, and I've made a universal pasta frolla. So it's a pasta frolla that we use every time a pasta frolla is called for. Pasta frolla is pie dough, essentially. It's, you know, it's what they put in their tarts, their crostatas. Light, flaky, what we would call pie dough or a tart crust. It's just Italian style. And so there's a page that's dedicated to it to explain what it is and then how to make it. So I think you'll really love it. I think you may even end up using it a lot in a lot of your own recipes, your own pie recipes, pie tart recipes. Okay, we ready to roll? Very easy to make. Put it together in the Cuisinart. Let's walk over to the Cuisinart. So we have flour, powdered sugar, egg, yolk, whole egg, butter, salt, and a little bit of baking powder. This looks like a lot of baking powder.
1 teaspoon.
This is not 1 teaspoon.
This is it.
Well, give me the teaspoon and let's just make sure. So I put in all the powdered stuff first, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the butter in. If I'm not following it exactly, I mean, it's fine. The main idea is to put the butter in chunks. Usually I cut up the butter, but Leo has decided that he wants to torture me this morning. And usually this is in cubes, in little pieces, Leo.
Ah, sì?
Did you read the recipe?
What the recipe says, it's exactly what we are doing. Distribute the butter around the bowl.
I never know if you actually read the entire recipe.
Sì.
That's,
Hai visto?
I see it, is what he said, not I read it. This is a teaspoon?
Sì.
Are you sure? So what happens if you put that much in? It gets poofy. He just can't admit that I know what I'm doing. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. I like this Cuisinart, it like poofs out. So we're incorporating the butter, which is incorporated. We're incorporating the egg. We're gonna put a little lemon zest in and give it a zhuzh. It's gonna be fine.
So there's an egg yolk and a whole other egg.
That is correct. Are you making this, Stephen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Follow it along with the people at home.
Or as Michael would say, so what's happening now? The lemon is optional. I mean, you don't have to put the lemon in, but now I'm concerned again. Well, it's just really weird. I've never had that happen before with the Cuisinart. All right, so you want it to pull together. All right, so when it's smooth like this, see it's kind of smooth and shiny and holds together like pie dough. This feels so good. This is perfect. Soft pasta frolla. So then you take it and you put it into the fridge. for half an hour. Night, night. Okay, now, ora, we are going to make the erbazzone, right? So the erbazzone is the filling for our erbazzone. So I just made the crust and now we're gonna make the filling.
But what's the green stuff?
Well,
Can it be anything?
it can be spinach, it can be chard. This is, what is this?
Shards.
This is chard.
Yeah, sole.
You could do a combination of the two. You really, I wouldn't suggest kale. That's too intense for this. It needs to be a sort of a mild green. Lettuce, not good. Bitters, not good. Arugula, not good. It's got to be very mild because remember this is a dessert, so it can't overpower the sweetness. It can't fight with it. It has to just sort of blend in with it. I love this recipe so much.
Bok choy?
Yeah, I think that might work, bok choy. Steven is going to make this with bok choy. It's going to become a fusion dish. Do you want me to start chopping, or are you just?
It's better if we chop after we boil it.
Chop it after we boil it. Okay, I don't think that's in the recipe, but okay. You think it's better if you chop it after? Okay. You're literally boiling them. Literally. And you don't have to, boil it for a long time. So this is called really blanching. All right. So we need to let that cool.
Cold water.
Do you want to?
Sí.
Okay. He's gonna cold water it. I would probably just let it cool and go and have a cup of coffee and come back. He's just stealthily doing things over there. So let me tell you what he's doing over there. He's actually cooling it down and squeezing all the water out of the chard. That's what he's actually doing. But he does everything very stealthily because he's Leo. So if you could see, it's all completely squished out of it, squished all the moisture out. And he thinks it's better to chop it now. I chop it before, but I don't think it matters really. This is how Leo's nonna did it, so that's how he does it, right?
It's just
You're like, no,
more
my nonna
simple.
never did it.
You have to cut less.
Yeah.
Less.
Yeah, no, that's actually a great tip. You're cutting less. So we're gonna mix it all up.
Tutto.
Yes. Tutto. All right, so now we're just gonna make the filling, which means we're just gonna mix everything together, right? And then we put in the ricotta. Again, my recipes are easy. You don't have to chop these because when they go in, they're gonna go into the tart, and as you cut the tart, you're cutting these up as well. So there's no reason to chop them, unless you wanna chop them. I mean, you can chop them if you want. It's so hard to tell when you've gotten all of it because it's a yellow dish. It's like, is all of it out of there? It's an egg and 1 egg yolk. No sale. Sale, no? Should we experiment with it and put just a little bit of salt in this? Sure. Maybe like just a pinch of salt. Does everybody know what a pinch is? A pinch is 1/4 of a teaspoon. Did you know that? Or just his fingers. How much rum is in this?
Never enough.
Never enough? I'm not a big rum person, but I do like this recipe a lot. Like I said, it's my favorite recipe, and maybe because it has rum in it. Maybe I do like rum. And that's your filling. So that's what's gonna go inside of your tart. We've taken the pasta frolla out. One thing to keep in mind is this recipe is good for 2. If you're doing a lattice work, you don't have to cut it directly in half because you don't need as much for the lattice. If you're just doing a crust, what you can do is cut it in half and then, crust on the bottom, and you can actually freeze the rest for the next time. This is a very, very soft dough, and I always tell people not to worry because if you break it or crack it or rip it, it's really an easy thing to patch. You don't have to do any buttering because we have enough butter in the recipe so it will pull away from this tart pan, which is, did we say 10-inch tart pan? Is that what we said? You want the base to be about a 12-inch round disc. Because it's such a tender dough, it will rip really easily. And you want it to go all the way to the top because it will shrink a little bit. So you don't want it to be short like this. See how nicely it patches together? I always view it as sort of like a little bit of an art project when I'm doing this pie. So that's essentially the crust. So it's very easy. You know, I love a dump recipe where you just pour stuff in. Of all the recipes in the cookbook, this is the one to try because it's wild when you taste it. You're like, oh my God, this is so delicious. This is weirdly delicious. So then we're gonna do the lattice work, another one of my favorite things. Love doing lattice work. And you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna roll it out, you work nice and quickly so it doesn't get too soft. The butter doesn't start melting away, right? I usually use a ruler. Do we have a ruler here? No. Not a tape measure, but an actual ruler. No, that's not what I want. I want a ruler.
What's a ruler?
A ruler. So when I cut it, you would put it on top of it, and then you would cut it. I don't think we have one. No, that's not what I want. No, a ruler. What is a ruler in Italian, I wonder?
Righello.
Ah, è vero, ruler.
Ruler.
Right, a ruler. Woo, a ruler. It's a delicate operation, but this shouldn't, it shouldn't be a harrowing experience to do this. Well, because sometimes people get very involved in the lattice, and the nice thing about some of these recipes is they're pretty, they're kind of rustic. They can have a granny edge to them, if that makes sense. And any leftover I always keep because you can make quick cookies out of them with jam. That recipe is also in the cookbook. The Sweet Life at La Fortezza, dessert served here to our guests. See, that could just be like a whole cookie thing right here. So don't throw it away. That's what it looks like now. And we don't do any egg wash or anything on it. We just put it in the oven. This goes in for 45 minutes, is that right?
Sì.
Yeah. 350. Voila! We'll see you guys in 45 minutes. Okay, our Erbazzone is finished, so we're gonna pull it out and we're gonna cool it. Doesn't that look yummy? I'm telling you, it's my favorite recipe. I love it. So we'll give that a taste once it cools off. We'll be back in a few minutes. You're gonna remove it. I like to platter it, throw it on the platter. You can either present it like this and cut it at the table or cut servings, right? So when you cut this crostata, this beautiful pasta frollo is so easy to cut because it's so tender that it's fantastic. So here's the first piece, always the hardest one to get out. Okay, you ready, Leo?
Yes, I am.
All right, we're gonna give this a taste. This is so weird. See, doesn't it look like it's savory? It's so good. I just love this. We're just gonna sit here and eat this. It's so good. I love it so much. All right, so if you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, we thank you. And we'll see you next time, Leo. Maybe.
Have a nice winter.
These are posting in the spring. I don't mind crumbs, they just have to be arranged crumbs.
Tell me you're OCD without telling me you're OCD.